Hello everyone, welcome to Artistically Married, where art and opportunity collide. We're your hosts, Jake Ackerman.
And Brianne Steinberg.
And do you have an intro today?
Yeah, we have my very good friend, longtime friend, back to St. Mike's days, James Underwood.
Hey, Brian.
Hey. Yeah, this is so exciting. We've had a couple of friends, long time friends, and it's great. I feel like as we get to be our age, it's hard. It's hard to keep connections with our friends, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
I can count my friends on one hand.
I'm down to 2 or 3. So,
right? Yeah. I think once you get family involved and thrown into the mix in your job, it's just really hard.
Our kids are our friends.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
It's nice to have an adult conversation here.
I know, exactly. Especially when it's so intentional, when it's driven by music, which I love.
Absolutely.
So if we want to, let's go back to high school days. And just
boy.
kind of you're no, don't.
Let's see if the memories are still there connecting.
Yeah, I definitely, when we reconnected, I definitely remember music being kind of the biggest part of your life then. So yeah, do you want to talk us through kind of how you got into music?
Yeah. I just remember being super young, 3 years old, and finding my father's cassette collection and his records and everything downstairs. And I just remember being 3 years old and learning how to work his stereo. And he had a pretty solid collection of cassettes back then, anything from Black Sabbath to Steve Earle to Phil Collins, and just that set me on my path. And I just remember over and over again listening to Jukebox Hero by Foreigner, or a song by U2, and just belting it out in my basement. And that was basically it at 3 years old. I vividly remember that, and I feel it's been a part of me ever since, the only consistent part of me.
Yeah, it's funny that anyone who is, obviously our jobs are operating in the background, but people are always I feel the same way. Music was the only thing that I could consistently go back to and thrive in, right?
Yeah.
I was it always supports me and it's always there for
exactly.
me.
That's
it's always
that's
making
exactly
me,
how I feel. It's always just waiting for me to say, can we talk?
Right?
Yeah.
I need some help.
So comforting, and it can be there when you're in an elated, happy mood. You can be okay, let's blast these beats, or when you just need to get some things out, you can put on the saddest song, and it'll help you either way. So.
Amazing. So you mentioned your parents' collection. Were they big music lovers?
My dad was. He was a rock and roll guy. I think he had some might have had some party days back in the 70s.
Probably with my dad.
If they're around, then yeah, probably.
I feel our parents are friends. I'm trying to remember the connection, because you're related to Casey and Christina, right?
Yes.
Yeah, cousins. Okay. Yeah, I remember you being around Black Creek sometimes. I think our parents know each other.
I remember the Black Creek, just meeting on the streets. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were 7, 8 years old,
yeah,
right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Black Creek days. Yeah, I'm pretty sure our family, because my mom today was talking and she's I can't believe you're having James and I'm not there to say hi.
Really?
I'm okay, yeah.
Oh man, we should have planned this out and seen what the connection was.
Family,
But I do remember, before school or high school, I would see you on the streets in Black Creek as kids. Yeah.
That's crazy. When I was thinking about doing this interview, I was we're high school friends, but you're right. We go back to grade school.
Yeah.
Kicking rocks.
OG.
Yeah, blowing things up in Black Creek.
Yeah.
No? Did you get in on that?
Sure. Whatever my cousin wanted me to, whatever he showed me, because they always had, out in the rural area, they had cooler stuff. And
right? M80s?
Exactly. So there were M80s involved, you know what I mean? I did not supply them, but I partook.
I partook in them. Totally.
Yeah.
Well, I feel when we got to be in grade 8, maybe there started being go-karts involved too. The golf carts started going around. Were you hanging out with the Potters?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, they were really fun.
No
they
go-karts.
Were wild. Okay, so 3 years old, you're into music. How did it end up? When did you actually start playing?
I remember my parents put me in sports, and I would do that and play some travel hockey, and that was fun and that was great, and I met friends, but I just knew music's my thing. So anyways, after a hockey game one night, the parents would go back and have their drinks at one of the parents' house, and a couple of them busted out their acoustics one night. So when all the kids are out on the road playing street hockey and doing whatever, I remember sitting crisscross in front of these two guys, and they were playing Neil Young, Heart of Gold, and I was oh my goodness, because the guy sounded like Neil Young. His name was Wayne Vig. Anyways,
wow.
And
he was one of the dads?
He was one of the dads, yeah.
Wow.
And so I remember sitting there, and they play Heart of Gold, and then they play a couple more songs. I'd be that first song, can you play it again? I think he played it for me 3 or 4 times that night.
Wow.
And that was when I was 7, turning 8 the next week. And I remember on my 8th birthday, my dad saw the inevitable and bought me a guitar, and I got into lessons at 8. So
wow. Yeah. So you did take lessons.
I did take lessons. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, I didn't really excel in the lessons, but around here I had like one of my favorite humans ever. His name was Tim Miller. He was my guitar teacher for years, and he put up with me because it was always a compromise. A half-hour lesson, and he'd say, okay, 15 minutes, you have to play and read this music here, and then for the last 15 minutes, I'll show you that Smashing Pumpkins song or how to play Mr. Crowley, the solo by Ozzy. That was always a weekly compromise. Like, okay, 15 minutes on paper, and then 15 minutes, because there was no way around. I wasn't going to sit there and play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So he put up with me for a bit, but he was a great influence on me musically. And
amazing.
Yeah, and back then they would even like, you know, we'd have just like your dance studio, we'd have concerts, right? So he would team us up with people we didn't. Okay, so I put you in a band with this person. You guys are going to meet this night, and he'd pick 3 songs and he'd set it up. So we'd play in front of City Hall or something, and like, you know, so I'm in front of City Hall at 10 years old, and I'm rocking Green Day and whatever. It's like the coolest thing, right? So
awesome.
Stuff like that keeps you, you know, involved in it. So yeah.
Yeah, it keeps you motivated. I know we're always talking with our like students and parents about that like opportunity for the kids to get in performance, and I think we're seeing it now with our kids. Do your kids take music lessons?
Not yet.
No.
Yeah.
They're still little.
Yeah.
So our kids are in music lessons, and I think, it really is like it's those opportunities of like getting to play in front of people that are so important. I also think like it's amazing to recognize some of those like early influences and teachers that we had. Now as an adult, you're like, oh, the things they did for us.
Yeah,
like,
you realize like who was like a real one, who was there for you, who went the extra mile as a kid. And even if you were like, you know, a bit of a shithead kid, they still they were willing to put that aside and see the good in you, right?
Potential,
so the potential, yeah.
I think it also brings up a really cool thing that we've talked a lot about with our own kids in lessons is like playing with other people. And I think as you get older, that is apparent. It makes sense because you're like, okay, I'm a guitar player, you're a drummer, let's get together, let's play together. But I think as a youth, like that must have been such a great experience to be already playing with other people.
Absolutely, yeah. Just pretend that you're, there's like 80,000 people in front of you, and they're all there for you, and they all want your autograph after. Of course, that never happens, but yeah. You're
just like walking around with a pen. Hey, who wants my signature in front of City Hall? That's amazing. Okay, so you kind of talked about music that you fell onto like from your parents, but what were your original, I would say, like around high school was the music that you started getting into, or bands that you were into?
Yeah, like parents, like I said, classic rock and stuff. And then being a child of the 90s, like I just gravitated toward, I remember, getting my own cassettes now, finally. I'm getting Nevermind, and I'm getting Core by STP and Alice in Chains. I mean, that changed my life when I got those records. So started getting into that. And then as we get older into high school, and there's you can start to stream a bit, maybe legally or illegally, whatever.
The Zapster.
You start to find all this stuff that's not on the radio. I was into band like we talked about, the Tragically Hip, right? And then I was like, wait a minute, but there's a whole bunch of stuff here that's not, and then the singer has a separate solo album, and I can listen to that, and you can really start to expand your taste, right? So that was big.
Yeah, I can hear those, when we were listening to your music this week, we can really hear those early 90s influences.
Yeah, for sure. I can't get away from it.
I know. And honestly, I think it's if you like something, right? And you're recreating, that kind of goes with any artistic form.
And then you gravitate towards like-minded people, and you're like, what are you like? And then here's 3 other bands that Primus, what's that? And then you get into that, right? Or you go the other way, like the Cure, and then you're like, okay, and then Yeah.
That's wild. I've seen all of those 3 references. I've seen Neil Young, I've seen Primus, and The Cure.
Really?
Yeah.
I've not seen The Cure, but that's pretty cool.
Right?
Good for you. So you got a good history of concerts and.
Oh God,
yeah.
We spend every penny we have.
Really?
Yeah.
Anything coming up or?
Actually,
coming up. Oh, do we?
I can't tell you yet.
Oh, okay. I didn't mean to.
It's his birthday present.
Okay.
Is
it? I'm going to see Pussifer next week. They're coming to Niagara Falls. That'll be really
come
cool.
on! Where is it?
The OLG stage.
Oh yeah, we've heard of a few really great shows going on there.
Yeah, it's a cool venue. Sounds great.
I think as of late, we've been doing less often, but more bigger shows. And now, we've kind of
getting older.
Yeah, we're getting older.
It's I mean, hey, to me, that's a spiritual experience, is being with 50,000 people and everyone's singing it doesn't get any better. Really.
I know. Yeah, The Cure we saw at Osheaga.
How was that?
In Montreal. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I think like I would have, sometimes you see bands that are like, you know, we grew up with and we were so in love with, and they were touring around in really like small.
A lot younger too.
Pardon?
They were a lot younger back then.
They were so much younger, but I think it was just like the format of in a big, huge venue like that. Like I would have loved to see them at like a small, you know, like hole in the wall kind of bar.
Way more intimate. Way more intimate. They're a band that could require some intimacy, yes.
Yeah, they're just like wild and sloppy, but on like a big, huge stage, it was like muted. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
But it was amazing to see it because it's just epic. You're like, it's The Cure, you know? It's
for sure.
so good. Yeah, it was awesome. Now, actually, we started doing some, and I think kind of goes with like the dancing experience, but we started going to like electronic music.
Okay.
Like raves.
See, like, there's no limitation, right? Like,
Yeah.
Just take it,
Now we just kind of want to like get wild and like move a lot. So and you're really into electronic music. I was thinking we're going to Harvest.
Some, yeah.
Yeah, we found this like electronic festival. It's like in Berks Falls.
Okay.
Have you ever dropped to like Highway 11?
I know exactly where it is.
Yeah?
I go there. I was there last year,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you been to like the Screaming Heads? Like the big...
I've been to the Screaming Heads. I have the Screaming Heads magnets on my fridge, yes.
Come on. Okay, well, yeah, so they do a big festival in like September.
Okay,
It's called,
I did not know that. I didn't think anything really...
Come With Us. Oh my God. Only because like it's such a great, like I found it was like a lot of music lovers. It's just like people that come together that are our age that are still like super involved in music. So like every single person you're meeting is like involved in some other art form. Okay. So yeah, it was really cool.
Electronic festival?
Yeah, it's all electronic, the music, but it's more just about the festival.
I didn't expect that of that city because I've been through the city and like...
It's so rural. It's like you think it would be country or something. Yeah. I feel like there's a couple other things, like I think there is a country festival that happens there, but this one's just awesome. Like
a couple bears just chilling with you at the side.
It's literally like it's like adult kids camp. Like it was amazing. It was so fun.
Cool.
So yeah, I wanted you to kind of give us a brief on you were talking off air before the show about your co-producing or co-writing with Brett Fusco.
Yeah.
He's also a Niagara Falls local. So can you tell us about your band?
Sure, yeah.
First, tell us about the name.
Oh, so...
I was very curious.
I don't know. I just... I was listening to a band called Bosnian Rainbows, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I like that kind of like political sounding kind of... And then I was just watching a show or something about what's happening right now, Russia and Ukraine, and then like the countries around it, Estonia. Like, And then when I think they said like the Estonian plan or something like, I just like, that sounds cool. Like a small country, something small up against a giant, right? So anyways, and then so again, it's a lot easier to, and it's way more convenient for everyone if I just grab my guitar and I can book a show and play a show. But like for something like that requires a band or something, I have a few gentlemen that I go to, and Brett Fusco, absolutely, he's I'd say he's co-writer with me, especially on the 2 records that are up online. Like he's played on pretty much every track, and a couple of the ideas are his, and the chord structures, and we work really well together. Like it's something that, again, he's passionate about, I'm passionate about. And then Matt Keegan plays the drums.
He's so good.
Matt is very well known around here, and I do all my recording at his studio. Okay. And it's a awesome studio here in Niagara Falls, and he has so much experience and references to help you with, and he's an amazing producer and amazing drummer. So I'm very fortunate in that sense, especially like if I'm like, I just can bounce. Well, what do you think? And he's always got and I'm like, yes, that's exactly the direction. Yeah, exactly. And then on guitar, on the last record, I brought in a gentleman named Mike Type. And he's absolutely my favorite guitar player. He's up in Toronto, and he's playing with the Devin Cuddy Band and a few other groups. But yeah, he's an amazing guitar player. So he's going to be in. I'm in the studio right now doing a 3rd record, and he'll be in on that as well. Yeah, so hopefully, thinking Halloweenish release. Yeah, it takes a long time.
Amazing. It
takes a long time, but it's a long process, right?
Yeah. How long does it take like per song?
Well, basically, I just go in for a couple hours a week, and so at that rate, you got to be prepared. But you can get some things done. But I would say probably like 10 to 12 hours a song altogether.
Wow,
yeah,
that's so long.
Or more.
Wow.
Or more.
That's
I mean, it depends on what you want, right? And especially if you're bringing in other musicians, like you have to arrange times and everything like that. And
that's nice that it's in Matt's studio. At least one person's accounted for.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's so much work.
So that's the band, and I've had other players come in and play too, like just like really talented players. And again, mostly through Matt's connections, you say, well, Joel Parisian, he's a piano player. He's a brilliant piano player. I think he's out of Hamilton, and you can just send the songs over, right? And on my first record, there's a cellist. Her name's Lori Goldston. On the title track, she actually played in Nirvana. She's the cello player on the Unplugged show, and she was touring with them at the time in '94. Yeah, so, and it's internet, right? Like, hey, you just reach out, like, would you be interested? Well, send me the track, and then, all right, I have a studio here, and bounce it back, and yeah.
So exciting.
I'm open to work with anyone, because like if anyone wants to take interest, especially in my songs, like, I mean, that means the world to me, right? Like,
yeah,
I couldn't, it's very, very humbling. So
when did the band start? Like, when did you start working together?
Basically the last record. I was like, I'd like to bring in a guitar player, other than myself, right? The first record I played mostly myself.
Yeah.
All the guitar tracks, acoustic lead. But I just wanted a different feel, right? And it definitely worked out. Like,
yeah, you can tell the second album is like a really big, fuller
it's coming
sound,
together, and then
right?
this one I think is going to be even. Like, hopefully you're growing, right, as you go on. So this one hopefully I think is going to be some of my best writing. And
I was gonna say too, yeah, you can tell that like you mature as like a vocalist too over like the first to second album.
Oh,
so yeah, you do get to see that progression. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think as you get older, that's really exciting. We're going to get really into kind of like your writing process, but I think that is, for all the downsides of getting old.
Yes.
It is really nice that you start to like really understand, you hone in on your craft.
Yeah.
You hone in and you're open just to like the people around you. I think that's even something that like kind of comes with age, where you're, like you said, you're like, anybody that's willing to work with me, like,
I'm definitely,
who's coming with me?
Yeah, exactly. The full Tom Cruise there,
exactly. Yeah, so it's exciting. It's going to come out in October, you said?
I'm aiming for October,
that? Yeah,
but you never know, right? Like,
I think it's really cool that you are like just doing it as like part of your schedule, like when you say like 3 hours a week, like that's a really hard thing for adults. Typically we talk to artists and they're either like, on it, spending every second, every hour, every minute, every dollar.
Exactly. I wish I had that luxury, but working and then being a father and and then.
No, I think it's great. I think
it's also important though to do what you love, right? So you got to make time for it.
Yeah, and if we don't allot like some form of times, I think I'm really learning that. With my business is that like if I don't just like, okay, Monday nights this is what I'm doing, Tuesday this is what I'm doing, then you really don't, you end up like not being able to develop in that way, right? So I think it's admirable that you're just like carving out that time every week. That's what you can give it.
That's it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I mean, like all the time you're thinking about things. Like I'm constantly writing things down, and like all my writing I do at home, or like if you're at work and your mind starts to wander, you're driving, like anywhere, right? Like, an idea can come from anywhere. So
yeah, that's a perfect prelude, because I did want to talk about your writing process and kind of how that happens. And I think we've heard a similar story from the artists that we have talked to and I'm the same way. Sometimes I'm listening to a piece of music and I just start choreographing in my head, right? It's wild the times your brain's not organized in a way that you're just like, now it's writing time, now it's driving time. It doesn't work like that.
With all these podcasts so readily available with like bigger musicians, you learn about their writing process. You say, wow, it's exactly the same as mine. Like, it's so similar. Like, someone might say, I wrote this song in 6 minutes, and then another song, it took me 3.5 years to write this song, right? Like, and then that's the same way for me. Like, sometimes it'll just come to you, like, on an afternoon, waking up with a cup of coffee, and then other times it's like, what is this word? I can't get this. Doesn't sound right. And you just have to change like an and to a the or something like that. And you're like, okay, but it might take a few years. So, and that's very true. I still have ideas bouncing around in the back of my head that are like driving me nuts. I'm like, I just want to get them out, but not ready yet.
How do you organize all those things? Do you have like a way that you keep ideas or keep? Yeah,
we're fortunate enough to have the handy iPhone, so all your notes, you can put all your lyrics, you can record, audio if you ideas, or videos if you're like, okay, I don't know what this chord is. I'll never remember it. So like, let's get the camera here and see what the hell I'm doing. So
smart.
Yeah, so basically just iPhone has everything you need.
Do you have random clips of humming a melody?
Yeah, unfortunately those exist. Yeah. And then there's some like I'll be like, I'll be embarrassed to be in the room alone with. I'm like, what were you thinking? Like, you got into the wine a bit too much last night.
Oh my god,
that riff sucks. But hey, you know what? That's what the delete button's for.
Yeah. And I guess that's the really great thing about having other players come on in terms of like supervision.
Yeah.
They're like, is this good or what do you think?
Yeah. Everyone's always nice, though. No one's ever said no.
I was just going to say, has everyone ever said no?
Give up.
No. Not totally, but would they have, songs that they're like, no, we're not doing this?
No, that's never happened, but, it's career's still young, so...
Next week is only 3 days away.
And honestly, if I did, I would respect that. I'd be like, no, that's cool. Maybe you're right. And I go back and revisit or say, no, I'm going to go on with this. And
yeah.
And sometimes like a song, like I'll record it and it'll just be me and a bass and drums and my vocals. Everything's unmixed, just sitting there. And you're like, I don't know, this isn't going to, and you have a lot of apprehension. You're like, I don't know about this. And then someone comes in and adds something to it, or Matt will mix it, and you're like, oh, okay, now it sounds, that's what I heard in my head originally, right?
Yeah, that's the best part about like the
mixing,
collaboration part.
studio magic, I'm all about it because,
How are you usually like? You write your lyrics first, you write melody. It's just like an idea or an emotion.
All three, yeah.
Okay. So it's not
sometimes if there's something on your mind, like, Trump said something and you're like, hey, I got to write something that's pissing me off and I got to write this right now. So there's an idea. Or sometimes it'll just be, you'll be humming over a melody and you're like, okay. And then eventually you'll find the right feel for what the song should be about, right?
Yeah.
Or sometimes I will start with kind of like a poem and like kind of try to put some music around that, right? So all three, honestly. Like
Yeah, and it makes sense because those are all three parts of like writing a song, right?
Exactly.
You mentioned, kind of picking a name that had some political angst, and I can tell, there is like kind of uproar in some of your songs. A
little bit, yeah. I try not to get into it too much because to me that's like it's almost like my therapy. It's the only way of getting things off my chest, right? Like how I feel, and I don't care to just get involved in spirited debates with people who aren't even going to hear what you're saying anyway. So I'll say, you know what, check out my album. There's a couple. Like a lot of the songs are internal things, personal things, but there's a few for sure that are like
frustration. Frustration with the system at hand.
Well, there's always that, no matter what.
Yeah, I think that tends to be like a big theme too with us, like talking to artists specifically, because we just end up being like we're the entertainment. And everyone just thinks that we're free. So that tends to end up like coming out a lot of times as like themes in music is just like kind of us fighting against a system that's not necessarily supportive of what we're all about.
Sure.
Yeah. That's frustrating. I was curious. You brought up kind of the internet, and I always think it's so powerful now just having the opportunity to, like you said, to be able to like to reach out to people and say, hey, this is what I'm into. This is what I'm doing. Would you be interested in like collaborating on it? But I also think it's really cool having access to the internet. And like you said, you can listen to a podcast, you can watch other people's like tutorial videos. So I was just wondering if you've kind of like tapped into some of those things and like been able to adapt them for your own music to grow.
Just like listening through like their podcasts?
No, I'm just like curious about, learning from others. I think the internet just gives you such like a great opportunity of like teaching tools, right?
Yeah,
you can,
absolutely.
Be like, how do I play this chord? Or how do I do this? Or how do I make this on me?
I took guitar lessons, like I said, but I'm able to sit down and play some piano and play some, ukulele or whatever the instrument may be. And it's like just all YouTube, right? Like, it's very practical for practical purposes. Yeah, the YouTube has been great for that. And of course, songwriting too. Like I said, listening to other musicians that I admire, like because their songs are so like epic to me, and they're like they break it down and it's like, okay, well, it's the exact same way. And you have your insecurities about your music too, and like it's made the whole world like a smaller place, but like
Yeah, I think it's great too you bring up a good point of just like even, giant musicians, the positive side, because there's lots of downsides. I think the positive side is that we get to see them in these like vulnerable states,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
Like now we get social media where they're just like, I'm just hanging out in my kitchen here, you know, I'm going to like write a tune. So,
exactly.
Yeah, it is really nice to like see them kind of the human side of other like big names and rock stars,
For
right?
sure.
Have you ever tried that? Just like go on social media, like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
No, I'm as I explained, I'm an awkward rambler, so good luck here with me. But no, I've not done that yet, and I just use social media few and far between, and it's literally mostly just to post my music, right? Shows coming up and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I did want to talk about, and you had mentioned just, following other people or like kind of having these influences. But yeah, I think it's always been, and I think it's just being Canadian, being in Ontario, we've had this like love of Tragically Hip.
Sure.
But I definitely remember it being, especially like in your group of friends,
Yeah.
it was a pretty big following even since high school.
For sure. Yeah. No, that was a special thing back then because, in high school, like, that kind of brought us all together. That was the first time we learned how to like rent a bus to take a trip to Toronto as a group, and we're just kids, right? Like we had no business doing that, but
whose parents' credit card did we
exactly
use?
No, but it I remember the one day Tragically Hip album came out in Violet Light, and I remember someone had got it during like their first spare, right?
Yeah.
When the mall opened, and they brought it to school, and our chaplain at the time, Miss.
I remember that black, the brown-haired lady,
yes,
kind of wavy hair.
O'Mara or something. Anyways, she let us just go into her like little spiritual room or whatever it was.
Chapel.
Use a CD player, and there was like 10 of us there, just kind of like sitting on the ground listening to this record. I mean, like I don't know if kids really do that these days anymore, but
right.
It was so on top of like I just love the music and Gord and everything like that, and It kind of just brought us together in like a special way back then. And it was like a bond between a bunch of us. And of course things change, but back then, it meant a lot for sure.
Yeah, it was wild to see like a band come up like that, right? And just all of his messaging, right? It was either super intimate, super personalized.
And it was cool because like, you hear like 3 or 4 songs of them on the radio over and over, but like, we would all know every single song, right? So.
Yeah. How many times have you seen them?
I've seen them quite a bit.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
All the bus rides.
Yeah, probably over, at least over 10 or 12 times.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
I've only seen them like 3 or 4, I think.
Mm-hmm. And then, as they mature as a band, like their music changes, people fall out with them. But I just kept following Gord, all his solo stuff, because he was one of my favorite writers. I follow my favorite lyricist, right? Because like to me, music, those lyrics like really kind of, that's what it's all about for me. So and Gord was one of the best. So
yeah. I think we can talk about it a little bit, but just like the relatability of music, right? Like how we talk all the time with our artists about how cathartic it is, how therapeutic it is for you as an artist creating it, and then also for the population around you, your audience that's hearing it. And that I feel like that as a musician is like your goal, right?
Sure,
your goal is to be like, oh, can I get out what I'm feeling, and can it
connect with anyone else?
Can it connect with someone else?
And I've had a couple people say a couple nice things to me, and that's I'm not looking for it, but when it does happen, it's like it's really cool. It's like kind of just not justifies, but kind of just let you sit back and say, okay, well, I'm gonna keep going. Then I'm gonna hopefully it happens again for you, right? So
yeah, and it is so powerful having people come up after a show and say like, oh, it really like, hit me.
Yeah,
or, I really identify or relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's powerful.
Yeah.
You did, last year I was checking out your social media stuff. You did like a tribute show?
Yeah, that was for Gord Downey. It was Joe Lipinski.
Amazing.
Yeah,
we've had him on the podcast.
Yeah, he's amazing, and
he is amazing.
He organized a show, and he played the Secret Path album, which was I don't know if you're familiar with the Secret Path. It's it's one of Gord Downey's solo albums, and shedding light on a specific story of a young boy at a residential school, and like Gordy, actually speaking of him, he did a lot of he brought a lot of awareness to Canadians, like including myself, about like some of the history of Indigenous people in our country. And it's like, yeah. So it's a really powerful, it goes with a like an animation. So he played to an animation that was behind him, and he had an amazing band, and actually some of members of Gord's Country Miracles band he played with. And yeah, he was kind enough to let me come up on the stage and play a song, and one of Gord's solo songs, and it was a really cool experience. And I sat up and watched, like, because first Joel and his band played the whole album front to back, and I just sat up there, and it was like, with the animation going, like, you get like, it's hard not to get like, you know, teary-eyed, right? It's
for sure.
A beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played that. That was really cool, really beautiful stage. But yeah, actually, so after the Hip finished their last show in Kingston, Gord played 2 more shows after that, which he did the Secret Path. He did one in Ottawa and one in Toronto. And that was the last show he ever did in Toronto. I was there, so it was really, really cool.
Come on.
Because the young man, his name was Channy Wenjack. His family was there, and it was just a really emotional show.
Oh,
it was Gord's last show, and you can tell, like, he was so passionate about it, and he put everything he had into it. So yeah, that was probably, I mean, it's got to be up there in my top 5 favorite shows. Probably my favorite show. Like, to watch Gord do that. After every song, you can hear a pin drop, like, just people kind of sobbing. It's cool. So yeah, it's really cool that Joel is keeping that alive and keeping that in everyone's, you know.
Yeah. And again, like, he, you know, we're traveling sometimes, and we'll see like other Canadians with like the Tragically Hip t-shirt. So like, I think it's just,
you can
like,
always spot a fellow Canadian, right?
It's like a dynasty of our time. Like, you know, we all grew up with it from like high school up, and then obviously his story was just, you know, his own physical struggles that he was going through. So yeah, I think he was just such like an advocate for Canadians, and Canadian history. It was great. Where was the show? I was trying to figure it out. I saw the picture you posted, and it was like from you on the stage. What was the venue?
That was on St. Paul Street.
The PAC Center? Performing Arts?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That place is
It was beautiful.
gorgeous.
Yeah, beautiful. That was my first time on like a real professional like theater stage. Like,
yeah,
it was really cool.
How did you end up getting involved in that?
I just submitted a video of me doing a song, and you know, I think he was inviting some local musicians to play, and I was lucky enough to get chosen. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Did your family all come to watch?
No, but there were some people in the audience who I knew that. Yeah.
Oh man, I would have been like so excited. I wish I came. How did I not know about it?
Maybe he'll do it next year.
I live under a rock. Yeah, is he talking about doing it like an annual thing?
I'm not sure, but I would like to. Definitely touch base with him, because it was really cool.
Yeah, and again, I've seen a lot of, like, obviously since he passed, there's been like so many tribute bands out. So I think like these like organized events, I think, are really cool to like keep going, right? To like keep the memory alive.
For sure.
Yeah. That's my hope. Anyways,
I'm hoping that, like, because I remember before he passed, he said, you know, I have a few more albums kicking around the can. You guys are going to be so sick of me even after I'm dead. So I'm hoping there's, you know, another album or 2 to be released of Gordy's stuff, because a couple of them came out after he passed, and so hopefully there's a couple more.
Oh my gosh, who is like the rights to that? Who like holds who's the gatekeeper to that situation?
Probably Bob Rock. I don't know.
Yeah?
I don't know. He did a couple with Gord. Yeah, I think so.
Did he have kids?
Yeah, he had some kids. His daughter actually contributed to the album cover of my first album, The White Rose Resistance. Used part of her. She did a painting which I bought, and she let me use it on.
Come on. Yeah. She's like a...
she paints, yeah.
Wow. The art's strong in the family.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing. I was curious, just kind of, you know, how, I think you talked about it a little bit, but yeah, how your music has developed, like from your first album to now. You know, how would you describe your sound? How would you, if somebody has never heard it before?
I don't know. I don't really think about it like that.
I don't want to go in a box.
But I thought about, like, you know, what would if someone asked me and I just want a generic, like,
if you said, like,
I would say something like, you know, like, if I'm doing a full band thing, I would say maybe REM meets Alice in Chains or something like that.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
yeah, that's pretty good.
Like Michael Stipe kind of lyrics, and you know, kind of grungy undertones there. So
yeah,
I write everything on my acoustic guitar, because like I'm not a gearhead. I don't have any gear. I just write on my acoustic guitar, and then I just transpose it all in the studio. Whether I need to get an electric, just pick one off the wall and play it.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not like a gear guy. Unfortunately, Yeah, I wish I had the funds for it, but yeah, no, I just always write on my acoustic or on a piano, and then.
That's a really, like it's a really organic, both are really organic instruments, right? Just being acoustic like that. I think that maybe is like a big, attributed to your like interest in being a singer-songwriter, right? It doesn't need a lot of frills. It doesn't need a lot of like...
Yeah, like Matt will say like, come on, man, just do an acoustic album or something like that. And I'll be like, okay, that's a great idea. Then I'm like, maybe we can get some heavy distortion here, and then maybe if you just come in banging on the, and then it always
it's not an acoustic
because it's so much fun to add all that junk. So
yeah. Especially
I try.
When you...
Eventually, I will. I have one written that I can just
one album,
like a little EP that I'll dedicate just to I had a couple more written, right? Like it's not a matter of not being able to write. It's a matter of like getting in the studio and getting
it done. Yeah.
What is your like typical, I would say, like if you had like themes in your music, what are you usually like drawn to?
I don't know. It's probably sad, so I don't really write happy music. So let's Aww. No, I'm joking.
It's probably sad.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be very uplifting. No.
Aww.
No, I don't know. At this album, I'm trying to, like I said, like kind of grow a bit with each. So I'm trying to like purposely kind of just write a little bit more, a little more pep in the step kind of thing. And it's fun. Like it's fun to challenge yourself in that sense, like to break out, like, so all your songs don't sound the same. Especially like I said, if they're all coming from an acoustic guitar and me, sitting on my couch, how can I make them, so like.
How do you find diversity?
Yeah, and I tried to do that with my first album. Like, every song, I'm like, okay, I want a cello in this one. I want a mandolin in this one. I want, what I mean? Just to give a little something for the ear, like,
Yeah, definitely. You do definitely change it up.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's fun to, like, have, we've talked about this before, and, like, I think it was Laurel and Taylor were talking about, like, capsule. Oh, and I think Katie Gatta, too. She was talking about just doing, like an exercise, right? Where you'll sit down and like challenge yourself and be like, I'm gonna write about cats today, or like you like pick like a or I don't know. I think she even had some cool thing where she was like, oh, I just put all these slips of paper in a bowl and I pick it out and I like challenge myself to write like that.
That could be very useful,
right? Like almost like a workshop.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, try to like workshop or like put yourself in a give yourself parameters. I think that's what she was talking about.
Should try that.
Yeah. Maybe you'll have some happier songs.
No. I gotta stick with what I know. Yeah.
Misery.
No. Yeah. Exactly. And it loves my company.
Oh my god. Amazing. Do you have a favorite Hip song?
Yeah. Going back to that Office, I would say off the record, in Violet Light, It's a Good Life If You Don't Weaken's probably like one of my favorite songs in general, like Hip or Not.
Really?
Like it's just a beautiful song.
Fun.
Yeah. That one meant a lot to me at the time, and it still holds true now.
So yeah, this is kind of along the line of like the themes of like writing to a theme.
Sure.
But yeah, I was curious if you, when you're writing, if you're thinking about your own situation, or are you kind of trying to write on like to relate to the audience?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like you're writing for yourself, or are you writing to someone who's going to hear it?
Yeah. You probably got to pull from both, like to get the song done, to get the verse done, right? Like you might have a first verse and a third verse, and you're like, okay, that second verse, it's not in there. Like you can maybe try to step outside the box and put yourself in someone else's shoes or whatever the situation may call for. But yeah, I try to grab from both.
Do you ever write and you're like, I hope this person hears it? That girl cut me off on the highway.
No, I haven't done
that. My stupid ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, well. The Road Rage one, I think the Offspring already did a song.
Oh, yeah.
Bad Habit, so totally. I'll just throw that one on if I get cut off.
That's the perfect getting cut off song.
Absolutely.
I love the Offspring. I feel like I saw they were touring recently again.
I think they just played here with Bad Religion.
Come on.
I think they just played in St. Catharines. I think they played somewhere close with Bad Religion recently.
Damn it.
I know. Because I love Bad Religion. They were one of my favorite punk. I love to get in like into punk music too, right? Because a lot of their themes are like angst and political.
They're raging. They're not sad. They're angry.
Yeah, and they're funny. They're fun. So
So
and I've seen Bad Religion a bunch of times. So
Oh yeah.
I would have liked to go to that show. I think I was working or whatever it was.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about? I know you kind of mentioned it that people have come up and said that they connected. Do you have any examples or times that you want to talk about that someone's really connected to your music? You get some fan mail?
It's just nice to say, like, if someone says, like, if they listen to the song more than once, I consider that like a win. It's like, okay, so you didn't just do me the, the lip service and listen to it. They say, yeah, like, I love this song, and, this one is my favorite. This song, whatever it may be, is it's on my playlist. I'm like, that's really cool. So, yeah, that's about as far as it goes, but, yeah.
Not like in tears, like, you changed my life.
I don't believe that I've changed anyone's life in any significant way that I can take credit for. So, yeah.
Maybe those albums that are in the bank.
Yeah, maybe that acoustic one.
Yeah, that acoustic one. It's going to change lives.
I don't think so, but...
Oh my God, you never know.
Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope. One can only hope. I have one more question, and then we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna get you to play a song.
Sure.
I just wondered if you, along the same lines of the themes, as you have a responsibility. So we've talked a lot to artists, and I feel like we mentioned this, but we are in a really uncertain. Let's put it that way. We're in a really uncertain time.
Yeah,
like
it feels
since we
weird.
were kids.
It feels weird.
From COVID to now, I feel like, it's just been like a really uncertain. That's the best word for it, is that we're not really sure what's going to happen next. There's always like pending doom, there's always like something that feels like something's crazy is going to happen. And we're raising children, which we're going to also talk about after the break. So I just wonder if you, if you feel like a responsibility to like speak up about, maybe just even in my mind, I was thinking as an artist, do you feel the responsibility to like put a message out that's gonna like calm people down, just like it's gonna be okay, or oh my God, this is happening, this is bullshit, do you feel that responsibility to create a voice, right? To like put out messages of like what's going on and what you're seeing around you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say responsibility, but definitely like for myself, like, I'm going to do this, like, I'm going to speak up, I'm not going to be quiet about this issue or whatever, right? So yeah, it wouldn't be a responsibility, but it's like a personal, like, again, I could, someone says, how do you feel about that? I'll say, well, wrote a song about it.
Yeah, I wrote a song about it. Just listen to the song.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
But yeah, no, it is definitely some weird times, some weird vibes going out there in the world. And yeah, a lot of things have changed, right? Like, going back to high school, like, I'm just so, thankful that we went through all that without being recorded all the time on phones, right? Like, I mean, the kids today are facing, things that we never had to go through, and how they're navigating it. I give them a lot of credit, but yeah, it's tough out there, especially for kids. And us having children, like, more to worry about with that. And yeah, that internet, as good as the internet can be, it can also be really, really scary and really threatening. Fear-mongering. Yeah.
We talk about it all the time, because we're just like, oh God, like, how do we pitch this to the kids? What direction are we going? How are we gonna, like...
Yeah, we gotta navigate as parents too, like, what the boundaries are, and
how do we guide them, right? When we don't even know what, like, to push them in the direction. I don't even know what's right or wrong anymore. I'm like, I think we should just move to the Bahamas.
Just follow your heart, or that.
Just peace out. We're done. All right, we're going to come back and talk about some of those things, kind of rearing children in this scenario, and then definitely rearing them bare minimum in the arts, making sure that they're steered towards the arts as a therapy, if nothing else. Okay. So yeah, we're going to get you to play a song. Sure. Do you have one in mind?
Yeah, I could probably get one out. Do
you want to tell us what it's called? Or tell us some story about it?
Let's do, do you want a song off I was going to do one either off my first record or something that's coming on the upcoming record.
Ooh, you pick. We got like a sneak peek. I love that.
Yeah, I can do one off the new record. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to tell us about it?
It's called And Still You're on My Mind. And it's like, through all the shit that you've been with, you're still on my mind through all that shit that, I'm going through or whatever, right? Like, yeah, that kind of thing.
Sounds romantic.
No, it's not romantic. Come on.
Still sad.
Come on. Yeah. All the good songs are, though.
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah. It's a nice emotion. We talk about that too sometimes. All right. Let's take a break and listen to it.
Okay. We got my guitar out?
Yep.
All right.
All right, we are back. We are talking to my dear friend, James Underwood, an incredible musician. It's been an amazing pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It's been fun being here, too.
Yeah. We've been up till now talking about your music, your musical influence, kind of how you became the musician you are today. But I think it's really important for our audience to really understand that like artists have these, you know, on top of all our responsibilities and our passion for art and all these things that are going on, we still have, you know, the responsibility of taking care of families and working a job.
It's very expensive right now where we're at. And job is critical, right? So first and foremost, you got to provide.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not, and it's wild. Again, we talk about it all the time because I feel like there's countries that are doing it that are amazing, that are doing all these like subsidizing for artists, which is great. Even if we just had even if just your like recording time was subsidized, it would be awesome. But unfortunately, we're in Canada and that's just the way it is.
Right.
I was curious kind of how you're raising your kids and trying to, implement a really like art rich life in their lives.
Mm-hmm. I guess all I can do is like hook up my phone in the car and be like, okay, well, everyone's chill. I'm going to put on this, song. And then my son right now, my 8-year-old, he's obsessed with the band, the Mars Volta, because, cool. They put out a new record last year or whatever. And I put it on and there was one song that he just connected with. And it becomes a bit problematic when you have to hear the same song over and over again. But that's exactly what we were talking about earlier, what I did as a kid with my father's cassettes, right, in the car. Like, Jukebox Hero, over and over again. So, you know what, I'm cognizant of that, so I keep that in mind. And, like, if that's what he wants, then absolutely.
And the fact that it's Mars Volta and not
exactly.
like Taylor
it
Swift.
could be it could be much worse.
So much worse.
It could be much worse. Yeah. So no, I'm happy to oblige him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still like that now. Today, I'll still like get on a song and that's all I want to hear. I'll just listen to it over and over again. Like,
until it loses its feeling, then you got to give it some time. You got to break up for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Give it 6 months and then come back to it one night. You're like, oh, there it is.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I still love you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Where you been all my life?
And I think it really is like, it's just exposure, right? With our kids, like we just want to like keep them in the realm of like music.
For sure, but in the same sense, like I mean, I'm down for whatever. If they want to get into, archery or basket weaving, I'd be down for that too. Like
totally.
It really doesn't matter to me. Like whatever your passions are, you got to follow them. I can't expect them to be me or whatever. So
no,
the way I do.
Totally. Have you brought him to any concerts?
Yeah, I think I played at TAPS last year, and like I was, there's just. There was my son, and he had to come, and there was nowhere else
amazing.
to go. So you get him a plate of nachos and sit in the front here. I keep my eye on you, and just it was a short set, but yeah.
He must have loved that, getting to see his dad play.
Yeah. I think he liked the nachos more, but still, they're pretty good nachos. So
yeah, it's so wild. All the artists that we've talked to, I always ask them that. It's like a question that I'm like, do your kids think you're cool? Like you're a cool person. Like you're doing such cool things. And it's wild. Yeah, every artist says the same thing. Like, no, they think I'm a loser.
You can be in the band Slayer, and your daughter's still going to think that you're not cool.
I know. Yeah. It's just a wild dynamic.
When in fact you are cool.
I know. Exactly. Yeah, it's wild. All the musicians, all the artists, everyone that we've talked to on the podcast are just like doing such cool things in their realm. And yeah, they always have the same response. Like, no, my kid doesn't think I'm cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's wild, like maturing into that role, right? Where like you remember going back to like when we were kids,
because we're just our bodies are older, but I'm still just as immature as I was. Like, I mean, that hasn't changed. Like,
no, and I'm even thinking about like what we thought about our own parents, right? Like, if
my God, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if we look at our own parents, like they were pretty cool.
Yeah,
But at the time,
exactly.
Not so much.
Well, exactly. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's really important for, like you said, just to be like supporting like whatever art they're into.
Sure.
And I think that's like a great
whatever gives them passion or purpose in life.
Yeah.
To anyone, like your kids are just like anyone on the street. You don't judge if someone's doing something they love, and it's not hurting anyone else. And by all means.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk. I know we talked off air. It is a sensitive topic because of specifically what you do, but you want to talk about your job just on a zoomed out level of kind of.
Yeah. No, I do some social work, and that's another if everyone's got to work, and if you have to work and you're forced to work, you might as well find something that you enjoy or something you find meaning in. So
yeah, that's what I was kind of going towards. Is I think it is such an impactful job. I mean, there's lots of different populations that social workers will be responsible for or be working with. But I think it is it's an interesting blend for me in my mind, because I'm just always thinking about music being this like really therapeutic thing.
Sure.
It's just like healing energy that we put something on. And I actually was thinking about it with the kids too, is that I really find like when my kids are being crazy or being like totally horrible, their behavior's off the wall, sometimes I can turn on music and change their behavior.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good tool to use. So yeah, it doesn't always work, but yeah.
It's worth a try, right?
Worth a try, yeah.
It's free, it's there, we got music. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a redirection. All of a sudden their brains start listening to like what's happening, and they stop doing what they were doing, and they start thinking a different way, right?
Well, if I were your kids, I would probably be down on the electric drums behind you like all day. Just
giving her. Yeah, our son's finally started to like take it up. Like he's so little. Like he started piano lessons when he was 3.
Right.
So now he's 6, and now he's starting to like find all the things. Like he's playing piano and he's doing all the things. But yeah, I think it's just so powerful. So I think kind of going over towards the social work, have you found like ways that you can use art to shape people that are in those like high risk scenarios?
No, but I could there's been times where there's been a guitar around and I'm able to pick it up and kind of get a little sing along going maybe. And in that moment, you're taking away all the other problems. And for me, it's nice too, right? So yeah, I think that's happened, but for the most part, it's separate, right? But at the end of the day, if you had a bad day or a stressful day, or just like you're really like bummed out, like you can always come home and use the music as your own personal therapy. Yeah. I feel like it should be more like implemented in social work. It can be, yeah. There's lots of programming and stuff like that, like around here, where there's like day programs and stuff for different agencies, and they have people come in. Yeah, that exists. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always cool. It's always like nice to see people look forward to it, and
Yeah. I just picture it being so like powerful with populations that are struggling so hard with like mental health, right? Yeah. And I was also wondering kind of if it was, you were saying, you can like lean into it when you go home, but I also was wondering if you're able to like use it as part of your like writing process to process some of the things, like if you're able to like use it to deal with some of the mental anguish involved in your job. Yeah.
You can only write about what you know about, or you have something to say about, and like sometimes like it might not be directly, but it might be inspired by a situation or something. Absolutely, yeah. I take a lot of the ideas or whatever come right from events that have happened, that day or in the past. You've had time to reflect. Yeah, definitely.
I feel like it's such a heavy job to be able to, just like carry the load of everybody else, of your clients or your patients that you're dealing with. I feel like it was just, it's hard. For sure. It's hard to like come from such a stable environment, a stable family, and to be, dealing with those situations.
Yeah, but, I enjoy it, so.
Yeah. I guess it's probably a situation where you feel like you are creating such an impact.
Try to. Doesn't always work, but you try to. That's the goal, right? Like you try to help, and a lot of people have a hard time, and if you can just provide any sort of
relief,
of help or whatever, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think also getting a guitar in there, you should do it.
Right.
Bring your guitar to them.
Yes. Well.
That's my recommendation.
Okay, I'll take that to upper management. Yeah.
Perfect. Let them know that my friend Bree says. I think that was it for all my questions. Cool. I think this is amazing. It was so great to have you.
Yeah, it was really nice to see you again, to reconnect, and it was really nice to meet you. And,
and
you guys for welcoming me in. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate the podcast and everything you're doing for the community here.
Yeah, it's great to bring musicians and artists together and hear the stories. I think, again, it's we're all two-sided, right? Mm-hmm. We are artists, but we also have all these other things running in the background.
For sure, yeah. You just, Niagara Falls is so touristy and just a little, cliche, but there are a lot of people here in the city, and there is a cool scene of just people just trying to write and keep music alive and everything like that. So
a lot of really talented people,
for sure.
Yeah, we're getting them across our desk. It's been amazing. We're getting to invite them in. And they really, you guys are all like working so hard on your craft, which is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't forget to follow us on Spotify, and you'll never miss a podcast.
Good night.
Awesome. Yeah, good night.
All right. This one I wrote with Mr. Brett Fusco. It's called Black Cloud in the Day. On the record, it's pretty heavy, and Jimmy Boskill, he plays a mandolin on it. He rips a mandolin. He plays in Blue Rodeo. I was really fortunate to get him on the song, but Black Cloud in the Day. Let's ready?
Yep.
2, 3, 4.